Somebody stole my baby. Somebody stole my baby. Help me. Somebody help me. Somebody stole my baby. Well, that just cuts you right to the heart. So I rushed over to this woman who was a new client of mine, and I said, What? I knew she didn't have a baby. So what's going on? Well, she had a new website created, and it was beautiful. New visuals, new text, new services, blogs. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, a few weeks later, someone mentioned that they had seen her on someone else's website. And she said, What do you mean, somebody else's website? Well, upon investigation, my client discovered that much of her content had been taken. Much of it had been stolen. They went so far as to take her about statement from her website. When she challenged the person said, Well, you didn't tell me I couldn't, Well, why do we think we have to tell people what not to do? But apparently we do. And when she spoke to the website designer, he said, Well, it's not my job to make sure all the policies are in place, the disclaimer, the terms and conditions, the privacy policy, which is required. So she wasn't too happy about that. But that meant she did not have a legal leg to stand on. And so I said, It's happened. We'll move forward. You can decide if you want to take this to court, but you might just want to start over. As disappointing as that is. So it's important to have those terms and conditions in place, telling a person what they can do, and unfortunately telling them what they can't do. She is a creator of copyrighted content and didn't have protections in place. This happens to thousands and thousands of business owners every year. Simple copyright issues that could prevent a lot of heartache, a lot of legal hassle, a lot of financial turmoil. Now, another client of mine named John, he is a printer, and he had one of his longtime clients come rushing into the printing office and saying, I have got the best new marketing system. You're going to love it, and I'm eager for you to print it so I can be mailing it out. Well, John the printer looked at this wonderful new campaign and said, Well, I can't print it. And the client said, What? Why not? Why not? Well, turns out this marketing campaign was using superheroes from Marvel Comics, and we know those are now owned by Disney. And his client said, Oh, well, my graphic designer changed it 25%, and so he said it would be okay. Well, if you can still recognize the people involved, then that's not enough of a change. And so Marvel has Superman and Superwoman and Hulk and Batman and all of these really, really memorable characters. He said, Well, I'll sign a waiver. You won't get into trouble. I'll sign a waiver. And John the printer said, No, if I know that there is copyright infringement involved, then I can get in trouble too. So I'm sorry, I can't print this for you. Well, his client was pretty angry, and he stomped out. I'll find somebody who will. Well, John was worried because this was a major, major client. So 2 weeks later, the client comes circling back. No one else would print it either. He had to start over from square one. He was a consumer of others' content. And he needed to have some skills so that he would know. I mean, we don't know what we don't know, and we can't be expected to know everything, the legal aspects of this and that and the other thing. But it's important to have a resource. Now, in this age of technological explosions, we have AI. We're in the AI Wild West age, where we don't know if we're consumers or creators. The databases, ChatGPT and whatnot, were created by scraping content from the internet without asking permission and without paying for the content. Needless to say, creators were not happy. And 2.5 years later, after ChatGPT burst on the scene, those cases are still in federal court, and they're going to be there a while. But everybody was so mesmerized by the quick answers that ChatGPT could give. It was magic, and it all became, what are the right prompts? I just have to know the right prompts to get the answers that I need. And how can I go deeper and such? So many workshops, programs, books, videos about ChatGPT and the other AI platforms emphasized how you create good prompts. Well, I have found in attending many of those that there is very little, if any, mention of the copyright issues. That the databases were built on somebody else's content without permission, without payment. And then it's the matter of when someone puts in prompts, what are they getting out? Are they getting out content that they can use? The creators, the AI creators, say that they scraped all this, and I like to say they put it into a stew, and then they put it in a blender and churned it up and claimed that you can't put words together that are like the originals, and that they were creating something for a new purpose. So they were claiming a fair use defense. So it becomes, is it okay to use copyrighted materials if it's for a different purpose? Or does the creator have the right to protect